Gavin made this announcement and also made the very unusual decision to choose one of the most corrupt politicians in American history to open for him. I'm talking about Adam Schiff, who's currently under investigation for all levels of fraud and corruption. So let's see what Shifty Schiff had to say.
He doesn't give a rat's ass about you.
Oh, and you do.
Not in California, not in Texas. He only cares about himself. It is his underlying corruption that is responsible for the reason why you are struggling hard to make a living.
Are you kidding me?
And we are going to fight back. We're going to make sure that here in California, your vote matters.
How?
If they're going to play with fire, we're going to fight fire with fire.
As the state burns, huh?
And let me just say this to quote our wonderful governor, Donald Trump, thank you for your attention to this matter.
This whole speech is just pure projection, folks. There's no one who cares less about you than Adam Schiff, a career politician who burned through millions of your hard-earned taxpayer dollars chasing political vendettas against President Trump, pushing easily debunked hoaxes like the Russia collusion narrative, and leading baseless impeachment crusades. Schiff isn't driven by principle. He's driven by self-preservation and the thrill of political theater. And that's exactly what this was, a staged moment designed to cast California Democrats as the latest power grab, as some noble defense of democracy, when in reality it's the state government openly rewriting the rules to protect its own dominance. This is how Democrats keep power in places like California. They frame aggressive partisan maneuvers as righteous resistance while counting on a compliant media and an ideologically primed voter base to never question their tactics. Schiff's smug one-liner to Trump isn't just cringeworthy. It's a distilled essence of a political class that has convinced itself that manipulating the system is an act of virtue as long as they're the ones doing it. But Schiff wasn't the only clown that Gavin rolled out yesterday. He also invited Jose Padilla, our state senator, to give some words about how much of a victim he is.
Donald Trump calls officials in Texas and says, give me 5 more Republican seats. Then it sounds the same as when he called the Secretary of State in Georgia after losing in 2020 and saying, find me 11,000 more votes. It's corruption. He's trying to rig the system. One of the earlier speakers said extraordinary times call for extraordinary measures because we're not living in normal times. In normal times, a political party in power would be proud of their accomplishments and they'd be running on their record asking for voters to keep them in power. That's not what's happening right now. But Donald Trump and complicit Republicans in Congress gutting health care, threatening social security, undermining the Constitution.
Why is the American flag on the ground, dude? This was all just pure projection, deflection, and lies, par for the course for Democrats, folks. But what I'm most concerned about is why on earth is the American flag on the ground behind these politicians? Couldn't they put it up on a pole? Who made the decision to place the American flag on the floor or seemingly so close to it that you can't really tell the difference? Folks, these are 2 U.S. senators and a presidential hopeful all challenging federal law and the leader of the federal government with subliminal messaging that suggests they're literally standing on the flag. You can't make this up. The disrespect for America from Democrats isn't just palpable anymore. It's visually represented in their political actions. These people despise our country and our flag, which is why they put it beneath them. Because they see themselves as demigods above our constitutional republic and the American people. And they believe in the idea that we serve them, not the other way around. None of this is by accident, by the way. That imagery, whether intentional or not, tells you exactly where the Democrat priorities lie, above the needs of Americans. You see, in the modern Democrat mindset, America is something to stand over, not stand for. And while they accuse Republicans of rigging the system, they're pushing their own mid-decade redistricting schemes in California, the very definition of manipulating rules for partisan gain. This is how we got here, folks. A political culture where respect for the country's core principles is treated as optional. Democrats have spent years eroding those shared civic norms through academia, media, and activist politics, conditioning voters to believe that the Constitution is a suggestion and patriotism is suspect. It makes you a fascist. The American flag being on the ground in this manner is more than just a visual metaphor. It's how Democrats truly see America. Something to stand on, not something to uphold.